Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're still at Tempest Performance with Troy behind me, and this video is just going to look at his own project toy, his RS4.
Basically, a couple of years ago, after studying a motorsport engineering degree, I decided that I kind of wanted to put some of the learning that I'd undertaken on the more design and sort of theory side of what I'd learned there into practical application. Teach myself some new fabrication skills, which are absolutely essential in the development of Tempest Performance and building cars, road cars at this kind of level. So an opportunity came up to buy a B5 S4 Audi that had been converted with wide body panels from an estate car, because in this series of RS4/S4 they only made the S4 as a saloon and a van, and the RS4 as a van only. So the work had already been done on the body, which was kind of ticked all the boxes for me, and then really it was a case of just taking what was left of the project that someone was selling and apply what I wanted to do to it. So I've retained the original 2.7 V6 engine, twin turbo, but however it's been sort of massively upgraded, capable of around 800 wheel horsepower when we finally get round to mapping it, because the project is still ongoing. So but the goal was to learn new things, there's new skills, new fabrication techniques, welding techniques, including high quality tungsten inert gas, or TIG welding as it's called, to install things like roll cage, make exhaust system components, aluminium welding for charge pipes and water pipe work, things like that, coolant. And really take as much weight as reasonably possible out of the car with still keeping it structural, and make it basically a car that I could go and entertain myself in some kind of time attack category. So if I want to run slicks, it'd probably have to be in sort of one of the higher classes, because that was always an ambition as well, was to run slick tyres on the car. Because I always wanted to have that experience of driving a car with race tyres really, rather than something treaded. It was a massive challenge from the beginning, getting some of the parts of the car, such as the sort of roll cage, kind of installed and fabricated from scratch. Went to custom cages, bought a kit from them, had to pass their weld test. So it was safe enough to use in the car in a practical sense. Passed that, then started installing it. I think the cage was probably by far and away the longest part of the build. TIG welding a roll cage like this, lying on your back, in all sorts of funny positions, trying to squeeze an amperage control pedal for the welding machine between your knees, and so that was quite a difficult part. Decided to go for full air jack setup, for using at the circuit to lift the car up, quick tyre changes if we have some damp weather onto intermediates or back onto slicks when it dries up, that kind of thing. And help with servicing, and just really stretch my skills and my imagination, and we're very nearly there. A couple of suspension components need sort of final design verification after prototyping and test fitting, and then to have them properly machined for extremely high tolerance on things like spherical bearings and rose joints, so that there's no play in anything where it doesn't want to be. So yeah, I mean that was the kind of general gist. One of the big things as well was to have my own hand in developing the electronics package for the car. So I opted to fit on this an ECU Master Power Management Unit, or PMU for short, which basically replaces all your original fuse/relay based wiring systems that would normally find in a car, with a system that's computer controlled with resettable transistors. So basically the fuse never blows, it just trips and then resets itself and things like that. And you can do lots of trick things with the programming of it, like, you know, turn certain lights on in certain conditions, you know, control various parts of your engine components that are, you know, require power separately to other systems. So it gives you a lot of flexibility and programming potential. Build all the wiring looms myself. You know, okay, they're to a good sort of, you know, semi-professional level. I wouldn't say they were on the level with, you know, sort of full-on motorsport wiring, but again, you know, it was a learning curve and something I wanted to put myself through to improve what skills I had in that area already. So a lot of the looms are just still loose in the car, where they just need final testing, verifying, binding, that kind of thing. Always wanted to, you know, do some aerodynamic work on the car, so you know, went to a company called DJ Race Cars, who make a fantastic single-seater chassis called the it's DJ Firestorm or Firehawk. I can never remember which one, but it's one of those two. And the guys there came up in conjunction with an aerodynamicist named Simon McBeath with a wing profile that would suit what I wanted to do with the car, and help me put together an aerodynamic package that, although it's not fitted to the car at the moment, it includes a front splitter, will be flat floor all the way through, and with a fairly large Venturi you know, sort of diffuser at the back of the car. And, you know, developing that again was something to really think about and stretch my mind and my skills and how to mount everything, and, you know, come up with design parts and everything like that. So yes, it's more difficult with that one. Yeah. So then, obviously, if you that's me just touching the switch. Turn that on and then.
So there we go, there's Troy's S4 RS4. Very, very nice. Hopefully one day we'll see it on track, and in the new year. And yeah, we'll see it at 800 horsepower, not 400, and we'll see what it's capable of. So like and subscribe, and give Tempest Performance a follow.